What's up, everyone? My name is Mike. Welcome back to my channel. I'm just gonna make sure that we are live here. We've got sound actually coming in, and I just want to say thank you for joining us here. And we've got sound. We're looking good. I just want to say thank you for joining us here. Leave a like if you enjoy this channel at all. This is your first time on the channel. Thank you so much for joining us. I would love to talk about VeVe today. A little bit about Hero and the Green Lantern Corps drop. The snapshot happened this past week. Nothing too much to talk about that there. But we got lots we can talk about with VeVe, with the way the market is trending right now. Lots of good discussions to be had there. And anything that you're thinking about purchasing, anything that you're thinking about picking up, because I've got my eyes on things. I still do think, and I'm going to stick with this, that the market will continue to go down. I think we will see a point where the market will rebound a little bit here coming up. I think we're going to reach like a floor where we'll rebound off of that. But then we will go back down below this point eventually. I think that's just my opinion. You know, I will be releasing a couple of videos this week. I'm hoping if I can get to them. One of them being long-term price predictions. My thoughts on those. I just think that there's just too many things to be able to create a long-term price prediction for collectibles. I know that I said early on with Vader, I had a bad short-term price prediction right after the drop, but I said that it would come back down below 1,000 someday. Now, that's not a long-term price prediction by any means, but I just felt like with the way things have been going with VeVe and not seeing anything that really would make a huge draw of users, so to speak, that would just purchase up Vader, I just felt that Vader would drop below 1,000 one day. And I said that shortly after the drop. And when it went above 2,000, I said that I was going to wait till it went below 1,000 one day. And here we are. That day could be today, because the lowest one listed in the market right now is 1,020 gems. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the 1,000 gem range listed. So if those don't start to sell off, you'll see people undercutting further and further, and then we'll fall below that 1,000. I don't think we'll stay too long below 1,000, but we'll definitely go below 1,000 on that collectible. And I had a lot of hate on saying that Vader would fall below 1,000. People telling me I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, I don't know anything about VeVe, things like that. So it's always really interesting to see, and the people that said that won't be the people that come back to the channel and say, hey, I was wrong, you were right, whatever. But it is what it is. So my thoughts on long-term price predictions. I'll have a video coming out about that shortly, and excited to talk a little bit more about long-term price predictions, and ultimately quite irrelevant if you don't have all of the factors. Too many guesses, too much guesswork going into that. I at the very least think that a short-term price prediction right after the drop is the only way you can kind of put into factors what you think, and to actually make a price prediction that makes somewhat sense, but even those don't last too long. As I always say with my price predictions, it's after the drop, but after the dust has settled, after everything has things aren't being listed at floor price and being picked up right away, people aren't trying to undercut each other, it's like dust has settled, things aren't moving as much. That's where my price prediction usually takes into effect. And like I always say with my price predictions, it's just a way for me to create a point to which, if it falls below this, I would be happy picking it up. If it stays above this point, I don't want to FOMO into it. It's just a way to take those emotions out of it with these price predictions. And that's always been my game plan with setting price predictions. I think whether or not you believe in that is totally up to you, but I do think that you need to have some sort of protection from your own emotions when it comes to seeing these collectibles in the aftermarket there. So just my thoughts, my opinions on price predictions. That video will be coming out this week sometime if I get a chance actually to film it. Still in a very busy season of my life personally, as well as everything that I've got going on. So that gets a little bit tricky for me to pull off more and more videos. I'd love to do daily videos. It's just not in the cards for me right now. But anything that you want to talk about in this stream, please leave it in the chat. I'd love to talk to anybody and everybody about VeVe collectibles that they're picking up in the market, or just collectibles that you have your eyes on because they're dropping below a point to which you're ready to purchase at. I know I've got my eyes on Boba Fett Ultra Rares. I've got my eyes on Darth Vader Ultra Rares. Those are two collectibles that I didn't get on the drop and that skyrocketed above what I was comfortable getting in on at, and I felt that in the future they'd be coming back down, and here we are to that point to which I feel more and more comfortable getting in on them. So those are two collectibles that I've got my eyes on, as well as golden moments. Partner statue, I saw below 4,000 gems. I don't remember the last time I saw it below that. I've always wanted to get the Avengers logo because I do have how do I point to it here? The Iron Man, that was my first drop on VeVe. I got that, so I've always wanted to complete my set on an Avengers logo. But at 180 gems, I still think it's going to come down quite a bit from here because, I mean, Iron Man is catching up to that. Iron Man's at 230, so a difference between 50 gems. I'd probably pick up another Iron Man before I pick up an Avengers logo at this point in time. Partner statue is at 4.3 thousand. So I did see one for 3.5 or 3.8 earlier. So that got snatched up real quick. So that's good to see with that. What else do we got here? I want to start loading up on golden moments. This is Winnie the Pooh 98. So it's below 100. I've always wanted to get me a Winnie the Pooh. Wally's at 115. Timon and Pumbaa 64. That's incredible. Is that below box price? Getting there. Only 4 gems above the buy box price. The skateboard's at 170. R2-D2 is another one that I've been wanting to get. Is at 715. Pizza Planet truck is at 143. Mickey's Sorcerer's Hat, 389. Lady and the Tramp, 87. Homer and Bart is below 200. Wow. This is quite amazing what I'm seeing here. And then C-3PO's at 368. Incredible. This is where I need to really think about where I think these prices are going to go. I personally don't see any catalyst for VeVe to really bring in a significant number of users, which will bring in a significant number of gems, unless there's a major drop that will be announced anytime. And even when we get that major announcement for a major drop, prices will fall even further from that. So I'm still trying to be somewhat conservative and to play my cards right, to dollar cost average into these collectibles that I've been wanting to get, because like I see two different catalysts for VeVe for seeing prices go up. I see, and both of them have to be new users and more gems, or more gems being purchased by existing users. And the only way I see that is, MCP rolls out alongside, I don't know, it can't just be MCP because MCP is more so for those existing users. So it's got to be VeVe rolling out mass marketing essentially to get more and more users. or there's a major drop like the golden moments back in November that brought a significant number of users in. Those have to be the two things, and I think VeVe said that they're not quite ready for mass marketing, so who knows what's going on with that. And when will they be ready? You know, is this like another end of the year thing, final push, or is this a next year thing to fall into the next fiscal year, depending on when their fiscal year actually is? A lot of questions with this for me. And the more I think about it, the more I think that we're not going to see a major jump in prices for quite some time. Not to mention that the market in general, in the economy in general, is still not looking the greatest. So that's a whole nother thing that gets rolled into this that makes me think more and more. When I look at these prices and I say, oh, that's a good deal. R2-D2's at that price. I see Darth Vader falling below 1,000. In my mind, just based on all-time highs, I think those are really good deals. But I do think that we're going to experience more pain in the market, in VeVe market and markets in general, and we're going to see better and better prices. So I'm trying to not get caught up in that, oh, that's a great deal, I'm going to purchase it. I'm trying to be a little bit more conservative with this still, just based on everything that I've been talking about there. So those are my thoughts on VeVe in general, my thoughts on the market in general. If you disagree with anything, if you agree with anything that I said there, leave it in the chat. Leave your opinions in the chat. Whatever. I'm more than willing to, hear out somebody else's opinion on that. If they don't agree with me, I would love to hear that as well. As well as some likes. If you're listening to this, if you're watching this, please give this video a like. That really helps me with this channel as well. And ultimately, this is why I started the channel. I wanted to have more of a discussion surrounding VeVe, surrounding these digital collectibles, as opposed to just, me being by myself on my phone and scrolling through VeVe. I wanted to open up a conversation with people with like-minded interests. So the main reason why I started this channel is to have these conversations. So thank you so much here. If you are joining me, if you are following along with this channel, if you are subscribed, thank you so much. Now I guess I can take my face off the screen and just talk about Hero for a little bit here. Hero, so I opened all my packs. In my last stream, I opened 4 of my 5 remaining Lantern Court packs, and I said I was only gonna open 3 on stream. I ended up opening that 4th one because I didn't do good on the first 3, and the 4th one I didn't do good at either. And then I had 1 remaining pack, and when I was off stream, I went ahead and opened it because I can't keep packs to myself, it seems. And it wasn't good at all. And then I sold a bunch of my doubles, or some of my low digits, to get enough money to purchase another pack. And then I opened that and I got all commons. So this was not a good series for me to collect. It did not go good for me for that. Let me reload this because this doesn't seem right. I have more than 15 out of 30. So what I ended up doing with this was, once this loads up, what I ended up doing was, with all of my remaining money, I went ahead and completed all of the the rarity sets. So I've got all the commons, 9 out of 9 collected. I've got all the uncommons collected. Not the legendaries, so obviously I didn't get into the legendaries. They're priced really well. This set did really well, mostly because of the burns that happened of the packs. The superiors, I collected all of them, 6 out of 6. I didn't get the epics. I had 2 of these. I sold 1. I couldn't sell my really good one. I really wanted to sell this one. You can see it's on the market right now. An A41, so that's a really good mint number. There's not... I probably listed it for like 175. I'm going to take it off the market right now, actually. Yeah, I think I listed for 175. A95, A57. Yeah, I must have been about 175. Unfortunately, Hero doesn't show what you listed yours at. I'm going to go ahead and remove this right now because that's going to be a long-term hold for me, I guess. Unfortunately, I would have rather have had that 175, but it is what it is. So the epics I didn't get, and the epics did really well too. These were each at about $40, so I wasn't ready to spend another 120 to get all the epics. So, but by doing this, by collecting the superiors, the commons, the uncommons, and even having some low digits, I wish there was a way to be able to see where you ranked. But the badge of honors will come out for these. So you can see the badge of honors are for each rarity. So you don't actually have to collect the whole set to get them. So I should get a badge of honor for all of those except the epics and the legendaries. And so then my plan is to sell those right away. And that's how I'll have enough for the next drop. At least that's what I am thinking is going to happen if those come in before the next drop. So that's my game plan with these. Essentially, get the badge of honors, sell them off, probably sell some cards off, probably get to about $250, and then go for the next drop, probably 5 packs worth. That's my game plan. It really was not a good set for me. Like, I really like the set. The set looks really good. The legendaries did really well. I wish I could have opened up obviously wish I could have opened up a legendary because they did really well in the market. Because instead of 150 of them, there's only 92 and 88 because of the burns. Necron's at still over $1,000. That's an A22 as well. So those did it really, really well. Recent sales. Ooh, a $200. Somebody must have messed up there. That's incredible. Somebody messed up there. Yeah, so all in all, this is going to be a good set to complete and to hold on to if Hero does well, in my opinion. Just because the amount of burns, like how much? More than a third of packs got burned, which means that more than a third of these edition numbers have decreased. So they've all become that much more rare. And even having lower mint numbers means that, you know, it's even more rare for that. So, having said that, this A41 is going to do well long term if there's more to this than just collecting. What was I going to check? Oh, the other legendary. How's that doing? Sinestro on the market, 550, so that's come down a bit. Last one sold 4 days ago for 650, and these were very slow to sell though as well. So they were doing good. People were not undercutting as much, but having said that, not a lot of them sold in the time period that there were. So all in all, that was my game plan for Hero. What my thoughts are with Hero and with this set. Getting to some chats here. Fred Cohen says, I agree that prices will still drop. Personally, I have been purchasing comics now, but I'm watching the market carefully. I am watching the market carefully too. Comics are looking like more and more like a good deal. Now, I go back and forth on comics versus collectibles all the time. I recently have made a little bit more of a push towards collectibles. And here's the reason why. I've seen more and more talk that, you know, what are we getting with these digital comics? Are these like the originals? Are they reprints? Like, and this isn't going to come down to any single one person's opinion on this. This is actually going to come down to like the market sentiment around this. And as I think it's safe to say that the users that we have on the base on VeVe right now will be overshadowed by more and more users over time. So whatever the community thinks right now could change a year, 2 years down the road when there are more new users than there are existing users today. So that's important to note as well. So with this, like, what are we getting? What are these digital comics? And they're not the originals because they don't have the same advertisements that the originals have. Even some of the covers look slightly different if you compare them. So, like, what is this that we are getting? Are these? It's evident that they're the first minted on the blockchain, so they have that to them. But ultimately, what are they still needs to be determined, and that will play into the value of them. So, since they're not the originals, I've kind of shifted slightly towards digital collectibles as opposed to the digital comics. I started more so in the collectibles, trying to get as many as them as possible, and then over time shifted to comics, and now I'm on that shift back to collectibles right now. Now I'm still fairly on the fence with that. I do think the comics are going to be valuable. How valuable, I don't know. I do want to. There's still comics that I want to pick up right now. You know, AF-15 is, it's. I am still bummed out I didn't get that drop. So that's like a high priority for me. It's coming down. It's still continuing to come down. I'm gonna wait for it to continue to come down. I wouldn't mind picking up a secret rare one day. When that day will come, I don't know. But those are my thoughts on collectibles versus comics right now. And I don't know what I'm going to end up doing with that. So that's just my thinking right now, comics versus collectibles. And I'd love to know what anybody else thinks about that. Comics versus collectibles, where are you? Are you a comic person? Are you a collectible person on VeVe? Are you somewhere down the middle like me right now? Where are you? Giannis Maris says, did you go for the drop today? I did go for the drop today. I was only going to go for one. That got delivered, or I got the green truck. I waited for the green truck because I wasn't going to go for another one. And I got the ultra rare Jasmine 0398. So not a bad mint. I got the ultra rare. So then I saw that it was sold out. And I thought, actually, I didn't think this drop was going to do well. But I still went for one anyways. Just to see, because I was kind of on that fence. Like, is this going to do well? Is this not going to do well? So I went for that one. I waited for the green truck. I saw it was sold out. And then I thought, you know what? Maybe this drop won't do so bad if it's sold out like that right away. So then I waited for the rebound. I got a rebound. And that got delivered to me. And that was an uncommon Snow White 1629. So I tried to list my Jasmine as soon as I got it. By the time I got it, it was too late. They weren't going for much in the market. I decided to hold on to it. I saw Snow White's going for like 20 gems. Deciding to hold on to that as well. So not lost. I spent 80 gems. I've got 2 collectibles to show for that. And right now, Jasmine is sitting at 43 gems. So if you sold that at 43 gems, that would put me at just below that 40 gem range after fees. So, but I wouldn't be selling it at floor price. I'd be selling it above floor price because it's a fairly good mint. Still, based on the other lower mints that are on the market right now, it's just not worth listing it. Like, there's some that are in the 200s mint numbers that are like 50, 60 gems. So if I was bullish on this collectible, I would be loading up on those lower mints because they are really, really cheap. Wish I wouldn't have gone for the drop, because I would have 80 more gems that I could put towards a Boba Fett Ultra Rare. That's just my thinking with that. Maybe this will turn around a little bit. Who knows? Did you go for the drop? Did anyone go for the drop? Did anyone go for other drops this week? We got Mr. Fantastic. I did not go for Mr. Fantastic. I released a video about Mr. Fantastic just before the drop. And obviously with it being a non-first appearance, and just did not appeal to me at all. It is still available to purchase in the market or on the drop page as well. It looks like less than half of them sold. And currently they are going for, the rare is going for 18 gems. Like right now it would be probably, like I'd be happy to purchase it right now. Like 50 gems for the ultra rare. With them being 50 gems for the ultra rare, there's no point in purchasing one in the market or in the on the drop page for 50 gems, because you're guaranteed the ultra rare with that if you just purchase it in the market. So those are going to be there for a while. She-Hulk, Savage She-Hulk. Did anyone see She-Hulk on Disney Plus? Has anyone watched the first episode? I watched it personally. I thought it was pretty good. Didn't know quite what to expect from it, but I'm excited to watch more of it. I'm excited for the next episode. We'll see how that does. But I did good on the She-Hulk comic. I got the secret rare, a 9,000 mint. I sold that right away. I got about 100 gems for it. Currently, it's below 100 gems in the market. It's at 93 gems, so I did all right with that. After I sold it, it did go up a little bit. I think it went up to like 110, 115. Not enough to be disappointed that I sold it too soon. And now it's below from what I sold it, so I'm all right with that. I also got two, so I bought 3 of them. I also got, I bought 3 of them. I got an uncommon 1913 and a common 10167. So those 2 I held on to because they are below floor price, and I'm not going to sell those. Excuse me. So that's where I sit right now with that. I think that's all the drops that we got. Marvel Legacy number 1 I did not go for. And that is all the drops that we got since we last spoke, since I last came on here. Last week we talked about Groot. I did not go for the Groot. I thought Groot would not sell out. It did sell out, but I did say that it would go below market value, below the 50 gem value, and lo and behold, it is. Shortly after the drop, it went below, and now it's at 33 gems. Wow. So many deals to be had right now in the market. I do want to see kind of what's going on with some of the collectibles. Are we what are the biggest losers right now, to see if there's an opportunity to purchase. So maybe I'll bring that up as well. But while we're here, Mercury Road, thank you for joining us again. You skipped a drop. Haven't gone for one since AF15. Sold things I was in the green on, which wasn't much. There's not much that I'm in the green on right now. I go for I go for most comic drops. Like the Groot drop, comic drop, the She-Hulk comic drop. Basically, if it's like a B grade or above, I'll go for the comic drops, and I'll purchase as many as I can. It seems B grade comics, and I guess some C grade comics I go for, I tend to get the secret rare on. I don't know why, and typically I can sell them anywhere from about 70 to 100 gems. So for whatever reason, B and C grade comics, I tend to get the secret rare on. Things like the Young Avengers, I've got the secret rare, and I'm holding that one. I guess I can look right now. Thor #1 with the first appearance of Jane Foster's Thor. I got the secret rare on that one. I sold that one for about 70. Yeah, Young Avengers 1891 is my mint, and I'm holding on to that. And Savage She-Hulk is another one. That I got the secret rare on. So comics I try to load up on personally, and it's done fairly good for me so far with that. And those are probably the only ones that I'm on the green. I'm in the green on right now. I can't think of any. Well, like some of the things that I've got on the drop, I'm in the green on. Like Loki, Marvel Mighty, my Stamp secret rare. Obviously, I'm in the green on. Yeah, what else? Iron Man. And even some of my emoji Disney villains, which I thought I had sold. Oh, I did sell. No. Oh, I still have. I have all 4 of them still. I still have the set. I could sell those. Should have sold them long ago, but I thought for MCP points, maybe I will hold on to them still, because they are not doing so well. The Jafar is 6 gems over floor price, over market price, buy box price, and so it doesn't make sense to sell. Let's see here, Mercury Road, which wasn't much, and at the moment, currently holding gems and waiting for the right opportunity. I'm going to be loading up more gems, personally, because I actually have like 100 gems maybe now. And so there's nothing that I really want to sell in my collection. Maybe a lot of comics that I loaded up on that, but I would be selling below floor price, unfortunately. So I see no point in selling them off. Giannis got the secret rare and an uncommon and a rare. Excellent. And you sold them all for 50 gems. 50 gem gain. Nice. So not bad. You didn't do too bad on that. That's pretty good. Diane C. Debating whether to pick up the common Vader to complete the set. So sad to see the value of the UR drop. Yes. I've been waiting for that to drop. I figured it was going to be dropping, but I figured like everything would be dropping. So I've been kind of waiting for this point, but I do think that, there's still some pain to be had in the market. I think that most of our collectibles are going to continue to drop. We'll hit a point, and I think we're closer to that point now, where we will bounce back. But I do think from that bounce back, we're going to drop even further than where we are right now. Just because of, I talked about it at the beginning of the stream, just because of everything that's going on right now in the economy. But there's also nothing for VeVe to really bounce back from. Like, what other market sentiment do we get that helps us get more users, or for existing users to load up more gems? I think we'll hit a point where the existing users that we have are willing to put more gems in to buy more collectibles, just because they're at a lowest point that they've seen in a long time. That might be a point to which, we see a rebound in the market a little bit. Like myself included, I will be loading up more gems hopefully soon to be able to take advantage of some of this stuff in the market. So, that might be a point to which we see a little bit of a bounce back. But other than that, like, we got AF-15. Like, what's next? What's another, thing that's going to come? Maybe utility is announced for some collectibles, like Disney Golden Moments. Get a utility announcement. That's going to see a major bounce. But that's not the VeVe market in general. Those are going to be for like specific collectibles that get that. So you know, and as I think about that, I've also wanted to look at Pride 2, because I want to get in on that before there is an announcement of a snapshot, and hopefully that snapshot has not already come and gone. And that must be it coming down pretty well right now too. So that's another one that I'm going to take a look at. I was also going to take a look at the Biggest Losers graph here, so I'll put that up on my screen, on your screen. If there's a collectible that you want to see here, please do let me know, and I will look it up. And as I do that, I'm going to look at the Pride drop, real-time price. And see where that's sitting at right now. And I also want to see top losers. So of course the today's drop has come down quite a bit from when it was first posted. Mr. Fantastic, the FA Marvel Mighty has come down. Doesn't look like we've got our charts up, or our graphs coming up. And Pride 2 is sitting at 210 gems. So that's come down quite a bit as well. Wow. Deals everywhere. Doesn't look like our charts are going to be popping up for this. Let's see. Electra, if you're wanting an Electra. Let's see, Pluto. I held on to my lenticular cards for far too long. I did end up selling them. I think I sold them at a slight loss. But it's better I sold them when I did, because they did... Oh, I had a Donald Duck. And I probably sold him at... It would be interesting to know what I sold him at. But seeing him at 60 gems now, wow. This is the problem. There's so many good things to purchase. But that, once again, that's just comparing them to the all-time high. So, you know, what is a good price to pick these up at? I don't know. You don't know. Who knows, really? What else? What else? Wow. Groot first appearance is $850 for the uncommon. The Thing, Bucky Barnes, like these are like, might as well stock up on some Marvel Mighties for these prices. Marvel Mighties were my first market purchase on the app. They were also my first market sell. So I bought them in December at some point, and I sold them at the top of the market near late January. And when I made that video about that was one of my very first videos that I made on this channel, me selling my Marvel Mighties, and I got ripped apart by people telling me that I'm selling them at the lowest point that they'll ever be. Turns out it was pretty much at the top of the market, and we've seen things come down like crazy. Now, it's not to say that that all my purchases have been good, because they have not. I had Daisy Duck, and I sold her long ago, thankfully. My worst purchase was Sue Storm, Ultra Rare. Oh, here we go, Sue Storm Common. I wonder what the Ultra Rare is. That would be interesting to look up. Let's try to remember what I bought my Sue Storm for. Oh no, it's not gonna. I want to say I got Sue Storm. I want to say I got Sue Storm. Oh, I'd have to see the charts just to remember. But I can't. Oh, and the charts aren't even working if I click on them. Oh, they are. But how come Sue Storm Common is the only one coming up? Let's see. Storm, Sue Storm. Nope. Doesn't look like this is doing so well. It was definitely hundreds, and I ended up selling it for like a major loss. So that's my worst purchase. So not every purchase is incredible. Let's see here. Giannis Maris. Let's see. Says, I want to pick up the ultra rare Boba Fett or the Winnie the Pooh. Which do you prefer? And do you think they have room to go down? I think every collectible has room to go down. Personally, I think obviously since Winnie the Pooh's cheaper, it has less room to go down. But in terms of a percentage loss, they both have the same amount of room to go down. And I think every collectible will go down, personally. I think those are two actually talked about on this stream. Those are two collectibles that I also want to purchase. It's just a matter of like when am I gonna start to make some moves. I think like if I have 1,000 gems right now, and this isn't financial advice, I would probably spend like 400 of those gems and hold about 6,000, because like I said, I'm sure we're getting close to a point where we'll get a bounce back, where existing users will see the deals in the marketplace. They'll actually purchase gems and start to purchase collectibles. So that's where we'll get our bounce back. But I do think after that bounce back, we'll go right back down and even lower than we are now. So that's where, timing the market's not a smart thing to do. This isn't what I do with my investments. I have safe investments in ETFs that I don't touch, that I don't treat like this, like what I'm doing right now. But this is a little bit more fun for me, this VeVe market. So I'm a little bit more willing to try to time this market. And that's, what I typically do. And I just saw that VeVe did just tweet Superheroes Secret Wars #3, the first appearance of Titania. So we saw Titania, and I shouldn't say. If you haven't watched, I'm not even going to say that anymore. I don't want to give any spoilers or anything like that. But we get the first appearance, Titania comic, Secret Wars #3, coming Tuesday, I think I saw. Let me just get this loaded. Yep, Tuesday, typical time. First appearance, Titania, Secret Wars #3. Interesting. So Giannis, I think it just depends like how much gems you have and how much gems you think you should keep in reserve before you move on to that. Mercury Road 55 says the all-time high wasn't real though. It's only recently VeVe cleaned things up, but if we keep using that previous time as a reference point, everything will seem like a bargain. Exactly. Everything from the all-time high seems like a bargain. So if you continually try to like go back to that all-time high when are we going to return to that all-time high? Who knows if we ever will. So, yeah, what are we comparing this to? When we say this is a bargain, what do we mean by that? I would love to get Walt's partner statue. Saw it at 4,100 today. I saw it at 3,800 or 3,500, but that must have got snapped up right away because I looked on it on the stream and that wasn't there anymore. And I probably saw it earlier this morning at 3,500 or 3,800. So, that's also another one that I've got my eyes on. What else is everyone looking at in terms of collectibles? Like I said, I'm looking at Ultra Rare Boba Fett, Ultra Rare Darth Vader. I'm looking at Pride 2. Those are my, like, right now, I want to purchase them. Coming up very shortly. When I say right now, not like this instant, but like sooner rather than later, essentially. I wouldn't mind picking up a lot of Marvel Mighties. But those aren't a priority. Golden Moments. Lots of Golden Moments I got my eyes on. What else am I looking at? Some comics. I want to get more and more comics. AF-15 obviously is one that I've got my eyes on. Star Wars Secret Rare comic. That's one that I've had my eyes on for a while now. So there's no shortage of things to purchase. No shortage of things to purchase. That's a good question there. I'm going to pull that up. I'm getting close to the time that I need to get close to going here, but let's go back here. Thank you to everyone that's leaving things in the chat. I really do appreciate it. And to have a little back and forth with everybody, I do appreciate that. Diane C says, thoughts on the Disney Hong Kong posters and the 1955 to 59 posters. As a Disney fan, love them, but got so burned on the lenticular cards. I did too. I am treading very lightly. My thoughts on them. I'm not a Disney fan enough to go into them. Do I think they'll do well? Yes, in the future. Like if you're thinking of holding, like my plan with my VeVe collection is long term. So I've got like no worries if things go down in the short term. Do I think that those will do good in the long term? Yeah, I think so, but I think there's better places right now to put your money. For example, like I prefer to put my money more in actual characters that are FAs as opposed to items that are FEs. But I'm also not like a huge Disney fan, so it's very easy for me to say that and kind of push those FE posters aside and say, you know what, I'm not too interested in these, especially when they're FEs of not even characters. They're FEs of Disney, Hong Kong, all these different places, as opposed to lenticular cards, which are actual FEs of actual characters. So, I think there's other things that you could say about that with like historical significance of Disney and of these different places. But you could also say that about the characters as well, which kind of leans me more towards characters as opposed to those structures, right? I went for them on the drop. I sold them right away. I made a little bit of profit on them, did all right. Actually, I could have held on to them and done a little bit better than what I sold them off at, but they weren't something for me to try to pick up long term. Personally, But like I said, I'm not a Disney fan. Not a huge Disney fan. Praise and worship. Oh, wow. Thank you. You're mentioning, okay, the partner statue. Yeah. I saw it below that 4,000 mark. I was surprised to see it there. It undercut the floor quite a bit, and it must have got snatched up right away. Nick Bachelor, people are going to regret selling their grails at these prices. We will see, definitely. You know what? They could see something similar to what I'm seeing and selling off and then purchasing even at a lower price. Who knows? Who knows what people are thinking? LBM Bats. What about Spider-Man Uncommon? Spider-Man Collectible Uncommon? Unfortunately, I can't pull up anything on my... Let's see here. No, nothing's letting me pull up. Grouse. For whatever reason, I can't pull up specific collectibles. So we can even take a look at their... and if you're talking about Spider-Man Uncommon Collectible, I can try to pull it up here. Let's go back. No, it's not letting me pull it up. What about Spider-Man Uncommon? That was one I was going to purchase a while back as things were going down or starting to go down. Like back in March. It's a good thing I didn't because it's gone down quite a bit since. You know, like anything Spider-Man, especially first appearance, is going to be a good long-term thing to purchase. And when I say, like, that's not financial advice, and when I say long-term, VeVe has to do well as well, right? Whenever we're talking about these collectibles in the future, VeVe has to do well as well, because VeVe is the service that holds these for us. So if VeVe doesn't do well, like, our collectibles don't do well. So all things said, if VeVe does well, then these will go up in value. And if it comes down to Spider-Man first appearance on the blockchain on VeVe, yeah, it's going to be doing good. What's going to do good in the short term? I don't know. I'm sure like the more popular things of recent would increase in value in the short term. Rather than things that have been a little bit more solidified. Like Darth Vader Ultra Rare, I think is going to bounce back a little bit. But like I said, most of these collectibles, I think, are going to fall below where they currently are right now after a bounce back. Fred says, should VeVe burn all the unsold collectibles after a certain time? I saw that and I wanted to talk about that. That's really interesting, and I think that they should. We saw that with Hero and the Green Lantern Corps drops. They burned the packs that didn't get bought, and that is really cool that they did that, in my opinion. Makes everything so much more valuable. Adds a little bit of interest into, you know, next time we purchase Hero packs, where they're going to be at. So I'm all for burning. Personally, I think they should. I think there's still quite a bit of things that are available to purchase. Like, and when you think about it, if Mr. Fantastic Ultra Rare is going for the same price in the market that it is on the drop, and you could get a rare if you went for it like right now on the drop, it doesn't make sense for you to buy now on the buy now box. It makes sense for you to just purchase in the aftermarket. So when are these going to be sold? This is going to be there for a long time. What else was there? Buzz Lightyear still not sold out. Blue, Beta, these aren't still sold out. So there's lots. The Thor's Hammer, Thor Love and Thunder drop hasn't sold out. There's still lots to purchase. Some comics haven't sold out. So there's no shortage of things to go ahead and burn, make those that are valuable in the market right now become a little bit more valuable. So I'm all for burning. Mercury Road 55, C3PO is on my list. Steamboat Willie and the Pizza Planet truck looking interesting. I haven't seen Steamboat Willie for a long time. And when I say that, I mean like on that trending on the market. I have not seen him there. So I don't even know what he's going for right now. And to be honest, Steamboat Willie I wasn't quite too interested in. Mostly because it's not an FA. But I think that the community in general has kind of made it to be an FA. At least value-wise. Because that ultra rare is at 600. It's just the historical significance of the character. And being that it came out after the partner statue, it doesn't get the FA, but I think the community is more so pretty much value-wise created it to be an FA. Nick Batchelor says, crazy can get first Star Wars set R2 C3PO for 1,000 gems now. That's unreal too. So what do you get? Do you get C3PO R2D2 or do you get ultra rare Darth Vader? What do you, if you have 1,000 gems, what do you go for if you were to purchase right now? R2D2 and C3PO golden moments from that first golden moment drop, or series of golden moments drops. I think it was the last golden moment in that first series, or ultra rare Darth Vader. That's a tough one to me. That is a tough one. Diane C, really appreciate your input. Thank you so much. LBM Bats, the collector side of me is gonna hold on to the lenticular cards. The music grew on me, and that's true too. Like that's the first collectible that got music on VeVe. So that's one that I wouldn't mind getting back into. See, I'm not a huge Disney fan, but for like some characters, I can get into it for sure. And then on the Marvel side of me and the Star Wars fan side of me, I have to be a little bit of a Disney fan. Nick Batchelor, FA Spider-Man Uncommon at 100 is real good. Yeah, it seems like those Spider-Mans are going to be, they're always going to be good purchases in my opinion. It does depend like what you purchase them at, but everything's going to go up in the future. Diane C, LBM Bats, thumbs up. Music has grown on me also. Nick Batchelor, Steamboat Willie at 650 right now, unreal. J Kill XRP, I'm wrecked. Nick Batchelor, Vader for sure. You have a 125 matching mint set for Vader. That's an incredible matching mint set. You do love your R2 C3PO set too. What if we get utility for R2 and C3PO though? That's where my mind would change for that. But thank you for everyone that has tuned in today. Once again, give this video a like if you enjoyed anything of this. It really helps out the channel. Anything else that you want to add in the chat, add it now. I'll respond to you. Any comments, leave them in the comment section. And subscribe to this YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you so much.